Welcome to your first fitness test. Think of today as your recording day, where you set and record everything related to your fitness. There are two major components of today. First, fitness exercises, and second, fitness metrics. So first, you'll be completing the fitness exercises. Then we're gonna move and tackle those metrics. What you'll be doing is 6 exercises and counting those results, and then you'll be taking 3 pictures of yourself from your phone, your computer, or whatever you've got on hand. For the exercises, you'll want to wear something comfortable that you can totally move in. And for your pictures, you'll want to wear something that shows your body, so over time you can see progress. We recommend a sports bra and shorts or swimsuit. These pictures are completely private and they're only visible to you and your trainer. So let's get started. Today's fitness workout is important, but also short and sweet. The main goal is that you try your absolute best to count as many reps as you can with each exercise. You'll want to give it 100%. I mean, really push it to see how many reps you can do. But adjusting it to you is important. Take breaks when you need to and stop if your technique is not right. You do not need to use the full 60 seconds allotted for each movement. It's just a cutoff point. So we'll be doing 6 exercises and 1 extra little test that we'll record your results for. Completing all tests in one sitting is critical for 2 reasons. First, it helps your trainer better understand your current fitness level and capabilities. And second, about every month, you'll be completing a fitness test workout so you can see how your overall fitness is improving. Progress isn't just about that scale or the size of your jeans. We want to see how your performance and overall fitness improves too. So here's how it will work. You'll do all 6 exercises for 60 seconds each. Take breaks and stop when you need to. And remember, you're not competing with anybody else. This is just to see where you're individually at. In between exercises, we'll give you time to write down your results, and we'll review the next exercise so you know what you're doing before you start. So make sure you've got something to write down your results. The last extra fit test is going to be very easy and relaxed, so don't stress about that. Let's get going with those first 6, and then we'll start right into that 7. Let's go. The jump jack is an unbelievable tool for your cardio and fitness base. Start with your legs together, body stick straight, and hands touching your thighs. Bend at your knees and jump your legs out to your sides while reaching up to touch your fingertips. If you can't touch your fingertips at the top, just get your arms up as far as your flexibility will allow. So go ahead and count how many jumping jacks you can do in 60 seconds with good technique. It's helpful to count 1 rep every time your arms touch your thighs. Now, if your technique is sloppy, it doesn't count. So remember to catch your breath whenever you need to, and good luck. The push-up is a great measure of upper body strength. Get into a plank position and pretend your body is a straight piece of wood that doesn't bend. Get your hands under those shoulders, but slightly outside, and lower until your chest nearly touches the floor. Your elbows should be so that your upper arms are about in a 45-degree angle at the bottom. We want to count how many reps you can do on your toes or on your knees in 60 seconds. So if you can do push-ups on your toes, count these first and then switch to push-ups on your knees. Don't worry if your count on your toes is 0. It's just about knowing where you're starting. So get to it. High knees are often referred to as cardio for your abs. It's a great way to measure overall fitness. You'll run in place and bring your knees up to your chest as high as you can. You'll try to land on the balls of your feet as you run and switch legs as fast as you can. If you find that your legs are coming lower than hip level, slow down or take a break. We want to count how many times each knee comes up. So if you lift your right leg and then your left leg, you've lifted 2 knees and it counts as 2. This move is challenging, so stop and catch your breath when you need to. Just count as many as you can do. Good luck.
She got my heart in her hands. She got my heart in her hands. She just wants to rock and roll, rock and roll. Feels so right inside. She got my heart in her hands. She got my heart in her hands. She just wants to rock and roll, rock and roll. Feels so right inside. She got my heart in her hands. She got my heart in her hands. She just wants to rock and roll, rock and roll. Feels so right inside. She got my heart in her hands. She got my heart in her hands. She just wants to rock and roll, rock and roll. Feels so right Feels so right.
Static running knee pulls are a good test of strength for your quads, core, and overall fitness level. Start in a lunge-like position, keeping the front leg bent at about a 45-degree angle. Keep that bent front leg as stable as possible for the whole move. Pull your back knee up to meet or exceed the placement of your stable knee while pulling your arms down. Use your core muscles to balance and really drive that back leg up. Count as many as you can in 30 seconds with good technique, keeping your stable leg bent and pulling your knee up to the level of your stable knee. After 30 seconds, you'll switch legs. Good luck.
In her hands. She just wants to rock and roll, rock and roll. She just wants to rock and roll, rock and roll. Feels so right inside. She
is power-packed. It strengthens the hips, glutes, quads, hamstrings, and the core. With your feet hip or shoulder width apart, imagine you're sitting in a chair and your toes slightly turned out. You'll bend and hinge at the hips, keeping your back straight. You want to keep your chest up and the weight in the back of your heels. If you feel like you could pick up your toes, then you'll know you're doing it right. Make sure your knees never extend over your toes, and if they do, it's a clear sign to shift your weight back to your heels. So pick a spot well in front of you to look at and go ahead, count how many squats you can do with good technique in 60 seconds. Plank with heel raises gives us a solid gauge at your core strength. Get in a plank position with elbows under your shoulders and shoulder blades back and down. Your body should form a straight line like a piece of wood. Brace your abs and hold. If you can keep good plank technique, raise one heel up at a time about 3 to 6 inches. Every time you lift a heel, it counts as 1. If you can't lift your heels with good technique, just hold that plank and mark 0 for the heel lifts. And a 0 is nothing to worry about. Just focus on doing your best and enjoy the challenge. Good luck. The abdominal gap test reveals if you have diastasis recti, which is the separation of the rectus abdominis or six-pack muscles from the linea alba, which is that line of connective tissue that looks like it runs down the center of your belly. Diastasis recti isn't usually harmful. It's the result from excessive intra-abdominal pressure and is common in the later stages of pregnancy. The diastasis, or the gap, narrows naturally in the weeks following childbirth, but often doesn't come back together completely on its own. This creates instability and a weak core, which tends to look like a pooched belly. So we want to know if you have this gap and how wide it is, measured in finger widths. This will help your trainer make sure you rebuild with the proper exercises before trying any movements that can actually worsen your gap and the pooch effect. So follow this simple test and record how many finger widths you can fit in that gap. To do the abdominal gap test, lie on your back with your knees bent and the soles of your feet flat on the floor. Place one hand behind your head and the other hand on your abdomen, with your fingertips running across the midline of your belly. Your fingertips will be pointing out to your side. And place those fingertips right at the level of your belly button. With your abdominal wall relaxed, gently press your fingertips into your abdomen. Roll your upper body off the floor into a crunch, making sure that your rib cage moves closer to your pelvis. Now those fingertips, you'll move back and forth across your midline, feeling for the right and left sides of your rectus abdominis muscle. Now remember that linea alba, that line that runs down the middle of your belly. That is about where you want to be looking for separation. So go ahead and test at, above, and below your belly button at 1 to 2 inches. Count how many finger widths you can fit all the way up and down, and then record that number. Great job with your first exercise portion. If you're feeling really tired, don't worry, it was the goal. This was to help your trainer make sure they tailor the program to you. We don't want to start you off too fast or too slow, but just right. So now that you've gotten your exercise results, let's go share them with your trainer via the My Progress page. To do this, we recommend opening a new tab or page so you can still access this awesome video. Open up the My Progress page by clicking on the Goals and Progress icon and then clicking on the Progress icon at the top. You'll scroll down a little ways until you've found the Performance section. Here's where you'll input your results and voila! You've shared them with your trainer and you've completed the exercise portion of your test day. Now comes a fun part, the fitness metric portion. So make sure you're wearing something that shows your body so you can see your progress. You'll be taking 3 pictures of yourself. This is for you. Remember that your pictures are private. You might feel awkward now, but trust us. It will be encouraging and motivating for you as you move along. Do it as a gift to yourself and a commitment to yourself about your goals, regardless of how you feel now. So before you take those pictures, let's review where you'll upload them and an example of what they'll look like. Open the My Progress page right where you share your performance results and look for the Progress Picture section. You can upload images anytime and we encourage you to do it often. But here you'll take 3 pictures, one facing forward, one facing to the side, and one facing to the back. So that's what you'll do for pictures. Now the other part, you're going to be taking some measurements. So go to the My Goals page and find the Goal Metrics section. You'll want to take measurements of yourself and input your values here. Notice how you see Goal and Last Record as 2 rows in the section. Click on Update next to the Last Record row. Then record and save all of those measurements as you take them down. Once you've recorded your starting measurements, then feel free to set those goals. So, go ahead, take and upload those pictures, and then take and record those measurements. You're almost done with your first fitness test day. Congrats and great work.